Oyedokun, M.O. is my name. I'm a teacher at the community high school, Auru Esele.
On May 15th, 2026, a coordinated multi-school terrorist raid struck Orire, local government area of Oyo State, resulting in the abduction of 39 students, including toddlers and 7 teachers. The heavily armed bandits attacked 3 schools during morning assembly: Baptist Nursery and Primary School, Yawota, Community Grammar School, Esiele, and LA Primary School, Ahoro Esinele. Tragically, an assistant headmaster was killed during the raid, and a mathematics teacher, Michael Oyedokun, was later brutally beheaded in captivity during a live video call to pressure families. The latest demands issued by the kidnappers, including a staggering 1 billion naira ransom fee, alongside the highly controversial political demand for the full implementation of Sharia law in Oyo State. This demand has triggered massive nationwide protests from the Nigerian Union of Teachers, NUT, and has been vehemently rejected by both local Muslims organizations and government stakeholders. Now, imagine sending your child to school on a bright Friday morning, expecting them home by afternoon. Instead, at 9 a.m., the sound of birds is replaced by a volley of rapid gunfire. May burst into the school assembly grounds, forcing screaming children, toddlers, and teachers into the forest at gunpoint. This isn't a movie. This is the horrifying reality that gripped Orire local government area in Oyo State on May 15th, 2026. For over a decade, mass school kidnapping were largely confined to northern Nigeria. But now, the nightmares has expanded directly into the southwest. What exactly happened on that fateful morning? How did the bandits execute a simultaneous raid across 3 different schools? And what are the unprecedented, terrifying demands the kidnappers are making to the Nigerian government right now? Stay tuned, because today we are breaking down the timeline, the tragic casualties, and the deep political crisis shaking Nigeria. You see, on a Friday, May 15, 2026, started like any other school day. Students at the Baptist Nursery and Primary School in Yawota, the Community Grammar School in Isiele, and the LA Primary School in Ahoro Esinele were settling into their morning routines. Some were preparing for their certificate examinations. Then, everything changed in what the Nigerian police force described as a highly coordinated attack. Multiple bands of heavily armed men stormed the 3 schools simultaneously. Witnesses described the utter chaos. Armed men on motorcycles surrounded the perimeters, firing heavily into the air. At one of the primary schools, children as young as 2 and 3 years old, male toddlers, were rounded up like cargo. When school staff tried to protect their pupils, the attackers showed no mercy. Joel Adesiya, an assistant headmaster, was shot in the head on the spot while trying to help his students escape. By the time local vigilantes and police could react, the armed bandits had vanished into the dense bush of the Old Oyo National Park, dragging a total of 46 hostages, with them 39 innocent students and 7 teachers. Days turned into weeks. The dense forest of the Old Oyo National Park became a living hell for the captives. The kidnappers began releasing videos to break the psychological resolve of the public and the government. In one video that broke the hearts of millions, the school principal, surrounded by small children, pleaded directly with the president, Bola Tinubu, and Governor Seyi Makinde.
Please, I am here again to beg the government, President Tinubu, and the governor of Oyo State, Engineer Seyi Makinde.
They spoke of being exposed to freezing rain, scorching sun, and hunger. The captives begged the government to use dialogue and negotiation, warning that any military rescue attempt would make the kidnappers slaughter them all. And the kidnappers proved they weren't bluffing in a shocking act of brutality that sparked national outrage. The terrorists forced a live video call to a family member and community leaders. On that live call, they brutally beheaded Michael Oyedokun, a dedicated mathematics teacher, a fine gentleman. The message was clear: fulfill our demands or the children are next. You see, local vigilante groups attempted to close in on the bandits' hideouts, but the terrorists were waiting with modern warfare tactics, detonating improvised explosive device IEDs, and severely injured 10 local security men. The unprecedented demands. This brings us to the core of the crisis. What do these kidnappers actually want? You see, historically, bandits in southwest Nigeria operate purely for financial gain. But this attack is entirely different, pointing heavily to a faction of the Islamist militant group Boko Haram expanding its territory. The kidnappers have issued 2 major demands. First, they are demanding a massive financial payout, 1 billion naira in ransom, for the safe relief of the remaining pupils and teachers. For the families, many of whom are rural farmers and traders, this amount is an impossible mountain to climb. But it's their second demand that has thrown Nigeria into a political and constitutional dilemma. The terrorists are demanding the full implementation of Sharia law across Oyo State. Oyo State has a highly diverse population of Christians and Muslims who have coexisted peacefully for generations. By demanding Sharia law through the barrel of a gun, the terrorists are trying to exploit lingering regional and religious tension. However, this strategy has backfired heavily against them. Islamic organizations and Muslim leaders across Nigeria have publicly stepped forward to reject the terrorist demands. They stated firmly that these armed bandits do not represent Islam and that kidnapping toddlers for political leverage is a pure violation of their faith. The public response has been explosive. The Nigerian Union of Teachers, NUT, shut down schools across all 33 local government areas of Oyo State. launching an indefinite strike. Teachers are refusing to return to their classrooms until their colleagues and students are brought back home safely. Civil rights movements like Take It Back movements have filled the streets of Lagos and Ibadan, demanding that the government step up. You see, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has dispatched a high-powered federal delegation to Oyo State, including the National Security Advisor and the Chief of Defense Staff. The federal government has approved the deployment of a specialized security unit and the immediate recruitment of 1,000 forest guards to flush out the bandits. But the government faces a terrifying trap. Traditional rulers, like the son of Ogbomosho, have warned that a direct, heavy-handed military assault could result in the collateral deaths of all 39 children. Governor Seyi Makinde is caught between a rock and a hard place. Refuse to negotiate with terrorists or pay the ransom to guarantee that these innocent children sleep in their own beds tonight. As of right now, these children and their teachers have spent weeks in captivity. They are not just statistics, they are someone's entire world. You see, the spread of school abduction to the southwest is a warning sign that no region is entirely safe unless deep systematic security changes are made in Nigeria. We will keep tracking this story closely as it develops. What do you think the Nigerian government should do? Should they pay the ransom and save the children, or will that only fuel future kidnappings? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update on global security events. Thank you for watching, and let's keep the families of Oyo in our hearts, in our prayers, and in our mind. Stay blessed, and God bless you. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Bye.